Morning everybody, welcome back to my channel. It's actually not morning, it's 12:25 and I'm going to get dinner going right now. I'm just going to use a small pot today and I'm going to make Natasha's Kitchen here on YouTube. Natasha's Kitchen is full of absolutely wonderful recipes and today I'm using a family favorite. It's her Zuppa Toscana Olive Garden Copycat recipe. If you're new here, welcome, welcome, welcome. I hope that if you feel comfortable enough, you'll leave a comment because I love to chat or give a thumbs up and in the end, maybe subscribe. I love to meet new people. I can't say that enough. Okay, I'm retired. I live in Washington State. My husband's a merchant mariner. My kids are grown. 3 still live here on the property, but they all work full time. So I'm here a lot and so I have time on my hands. So I'm making them with what I have. Her recipe is pretty forgiving. You've got the basics. You can use what you can use, right? Okay, so I got this last week sometime. I don't know what it means, but I see the word Tuscan kale, so even though it says washed and ready to use, I always re-rinse and rewash my bagged vegetables. It scares me. I know right now, not on this brand, on a Kroger brand, there's a problem with some kale. So check your kale and the recall different pages for your area. It's Listeria. I don't know. I can't remember the brand other than it was at Kroger. Kroger Fred Meyer brand kind of stuff. Okay, so I'm going to use good kale. That hasn't been recalled so far. Pork sausage Italian style instead of just pork sausage. This is the Safeway or Sam's or Vaughn's brand, I think. It's called different things in different states. Oh, if you are not new here, welcome back, friends. Sorry to forget you. So, garlic, an onion, half and half, Parmesan cheese, some easy peasy chicken broth that I pulled out of my pantry stock, some cooked bacon and the Parmesan will go on the top, just as for serving. And then it also has, it's supposed to be little potatoes is what I usually use. And I sent a kid to the store yesterday for a bag of little potatoes. And he came home with, well, you said yellow. I said, look at your list. It says little yellow potatoes. I love this saying. Some people, my husband doesn't think it's one funny, not one bit. You can send a man to the store, but you can't force him to think. I'm lucky my men go to the store for me at all. I know I get more help than I should even be asking for. They are very helpful here, and I just like to joke around. So anyway, I'm going to get started by cooking up this pork sausage. I rinsed and quadruple rinsed and took some of the larger, let me see if I can find, like these, when these stems, and you can eat the stems, but some of them just don't really ever get a good chew. They're more of a, a struggle to chew. So, I went through and took the leftovers and put them in smaller containers or threw them in the garbage or whatever needed to be done. So that's what all this is about. Anyway, this is what's left, and it's a good bit. And I rinsed and drained, and now I'm going to put this aside, and I'm going to use it around the last ingredient, because really the kale doesn't cook a lot, other than, it cooks a little bit. I don't know how to explain that. You want it to get a little tenderer on these small, let's see if I can find a good one. These small ones will get tender. See, even that could be rinsed more, I think. Is that? Let me see. I might rinse these some more in a little bit of a net when it comes to rinsing. No, that's just a spot on the actual vegetable. I thought it was dirt. I was like, how could that happen? I've rinsed it and tossed it and rinsed it. Okay, now I'll show you the meat. All right, this is a where's the meat? So it's almost done. I'm not gonna, I might go ahead and cook it till it gets a crust on it. That just intensifies the flavor, I think, with pork. And so I will, when I get done cooking it, I'll put all of the meat to the side and see if there's any oil that I need to pick up with a paper towel, you know, to absorb up, because I don't need the extra oil and nobody else does either. So this is just like minutes from being done. The Italian sausage is done, and there just wasn't any grease in this to speak of, so they did a good job with that. But there is some good stuff I need to deglaze at some point with the broth. Okay, so now I'm gonna take this chopped onion. It was just that one yellow, kind of smallish, and I didn't chop it real small because there's no babies here that are gonna go, ew, an onion. So I'm gonna stir this up and let these soften some. And while that's happening, I'm gonna wash the potatoes. I'll show you. These are pretty good size. You know, there's, are they the size of a baseball? No. A pickleball? I'm not sure. But anyway, 7 of them, and that'll be fine because, like I said, I'm not going to make a vat of it. And I'm going to wash them, and I'm going to slice them into a little bit bigger than dice size. And then I'll add them in with the broth. Here's a change I just made. It's not a change from the recipe. I couldn't find my heavy cream in the refrigerator, and then when I was emptying out leftovers and stuff, I found it. So the recipe actually calls to use heavy whipping cream to top it when it's done, or to add to it as, you know, richness when it's done. And I had gotten out half and half, which I have used lots of times, and it's fine. But this is just going to be more rich, more yum. The onions are nice and softened now, but not cooked till you can't ID them. But look at all of this. So I'm going to pour some broth in and get to work on deglazing this pan, because that's all flavor in there. There we go. I got it all. Oh, shoot. Everybody stop now. We had a little bit of an emergency here. I hope I said shoot. I think I did. Anyway, I got it all deglazed is what I was trying to say, and I was excited to share that with you. This up here, and that's exactly what I was doing. I splashed it. Anyway, the stuff up on the side is a little harder to get because this is shaped kind of tulip-like, and so you really have to work it. And if you have one of these pink pans, mine, it's from Walmart. It's a Pioneer Woman, you know, and I think it was under $35. I think it was like $32, but that was 3 years ago, and I don't know if they still have them. Anyway, long story short, this is all done, and now I will add my garlic. I don't like to add garlic when it comes like this in a jar too soon. Well, no garlic too soon, because it'll overcook or get burnt a little bit, and then it becomes a bitter taste. I should have showed you. I dropped a generous amount, like a heaping tablespoon or two. My husband's not eating dinner here tonight, so we're going to go on full with the garlic. It's good for you. Kills what ails you. I'm going to scrub these up and get to chopping so I can put them in. 6 potatoes. Turned out to be quite a few. It's a lot of potatoes. But that's good. So in they go, and I'm just going to put this on low and let them do their thing. And when I put the kale in, it's going to look ridiculous full, but it will definitely shrink down if you've never made anything with kale. It will, well, like any greens, they shrink down, you know, collards, whatever. So don't panic. I took off the October, kind of early autumn one, and I tried to put on this other one, but, you know, I didn't realize it was going to be just kind of burlap plain. But that's okay, you know, you can dress it up better, I guess. But it does have the most beautiful color leaves here on the edges, but nobody will see that. Anyway, I got it at Big Lots. It was $16.99, and it fits the table, so what more should I ask, right? Check those taters again. See, the picture shows exactly what it's going to look like. That's all me. Potatoes are soft. Now I'm going to get putting the kale in a little at a time, so I'll turn it off. I think it'll soften without boiling over that way. I filled it all the way to the top with the kale, and it's already nice and melted in, so I'm going to add another good heaping helping and have it, shrink down and cook down. I'll put the Parmesan and the bacon that I chopped in the refrigerator, and that'll be added to their bowls. I'll add a little bit of this as a last thing as soon as I'm confident that the pot has got the kale where it needs to be, cooked and shrunken down a little bit. Oh, there's enough room in the pan, thank goodness. Okay, I'm gonna eyeball this and just put some heavy cream in there. Oh boy, that was 1/3 of that whole bottle, but that's okay. Now I cut the heat at this point because I don't need to cook it further. I want the potatoes to have some bite left in them, but I will cover the pan. Well, you know what? It's cast iron. I'm going to cover it in a couple minutes. I'm going to let this cool down first because a cast iron will retain its heat and just continue cooking for you. And I don't want mushy taters. So there you have it. If you liked what you saw and you saw what you liked, I hope you'll consider subscribing. Stay tuned for a picture of a bowl. Don't leave yet. Bye-bye, everybody. Hey, howdy. I want to let you know, Zuppa, Toscana, Olive Garden, Copycat, Natasha's Kitchen. I'm going to go ahead and put that in the description below. You need to look for it there, please. Don't follow what I did. Follow what she did if you want to have close to the Olive Garden Copycat. I've been making this long enough that I've gone ahead and taken liberties over the years. She is an amazing cook. She has a new cookbook out, so check her out. Really, really good channel here on YouTube. Here we go. This is the soup, and I've got some Texas toast here with it, and it's the best soup. In my opinion, this is the best soup ever. The best. It's better than Olive Garden. So I hope you give it a try, and if you stayed this long, I hope you give me a thumbs up, make a comment, maybe subscribe. Take care, everybody. Have a wonderful evening.